In 1921, a young woman who arose from the poverty of the Texas cotton fields captured the hearts of the black population of America. She taught them to overcome not only racial barriers, but the barriers within themselves, and in doing so, dare to dream. This is her story.
Now, what you gonna name this new baby girl of yours?
Her name is Elizabeth, and she's my 10th born.
It was no shock to Susan Coleman when her 10th born child quickly developed into the brightest kid in school. She loved reading, and her math skills were exceptional.
Bessie would often read the book out loud to her family and dramatically act out some of the brave characters. It's not surprising that Uncle Tom's Cabin was one of her favorite books.
Even though the conduct of the characters, Uncle Tom and Topsy, disgusted young Bessie, they presented themselves as humiliating doormats to the slave owners, and she viewed them as spineless cowards.
And right in the middle of this social musical upheaval was a young cotton-picking girl from Waxahachie, Texas, Elizabeth Bessie Coleman. Was she overwhelmed by it all? Of course she was. We're talking about a girl who just a few years earlier had to be off the streets before dark. Now the stroll after dark was her playground. Was she intimidated? Not at the least. Bessie jumped in with both feet. She became the proverbial kid in the candy store and relished her newfound lifestyle.
No flying school in America would admit her. They would tell her that she was a woman, which she already knew, and they would tell her she was colored, which she also already knew. She was considered one of the best in the world by the best in the world. When Bessie Coleman walked on the stage to receive the award, the entire audience, 500 whites in the reserved seats and 400 African Americans in the balcony, rose and gave a standing ovation to the first Negro pilot in the world. Her message to the schools she visited was always the same: if I can do it, you can do it. Bessie abruptly let it be known that if her people were not allowed to enter through the main gate, there would be no Bessie Coleman through any gate. Bessie Coleman's death overwhelmed the black people of America in 1926. She said what she wanted, to whom she wanted, and let the chips fall where they may. And in doing so, unknowingly became the spokesperson for millions of silent voices. With her untimely death, they had lost more than a rising star. They had lost a family member. Her tragedy was their tragedy. Over 40% of the famed Tuskegee Airmen learned to fly at the first black flying school in America, where Bessie Coleman was instrumental in opening. One of the most deserving honors bestowed on Bessie was by the United States Postal Service, when they noted, even 65 years after her death, she continues to have a positive influence on millions of young people, and in doing so has achieved the status of an American legend.